What's up, YouTube? This is Carlos Talamantes here with a Neos profile. This has been heavily requested for a while now, and I've been very hesitant. One because I was grinding for different events, so I was playing the more standardized version of Hero, but also because I couldn't decide on which version I wanted to deck profile. So I ultimately decided I'm just going to show you all four variants that I've been messing around with. And so this is the first variant that I'm going to be uploading on this channel. This is going to be more of a pure Neos profile. The other versions have different engines with it, but this is essentially just as pure as you're going to get it. Um, I enjoy this deck a lot. I really have a lot of fun playing with all these other cards, especially this. Like if this card right here, man, if it just locked you into hero and it didn't lock you into just fusions, oh my gosh, like this would be such a huge boost to our deck. But no, Konami had to do us dirty. They had to pre-nerf cards. Um, yeah, so I'm gonna get right into this deck profile, and if you guys have any questions, feel free to drop a comment down below, and yeah, let's get into it. Oh, and plus, I got this OTS pack that I'm gonna open. I went to the last tournament that I went to. I was 3-0, and I had something unfortunate happen, and so I ended up having to leave early and go take care of some family, and so that's the best way I can put it. Thank God everything's okay now. But yeah. So I have one when it should have been a lot more. Yeah, let's get into it. Sorry, just making sure everything's all good. Like I said, this is one of the many variants that I'm going to be showcasing on here. This is more the purest form. This list in particular is 45 cards. Laz, bro, if you are watching this, I know you're gonna love it. He's been wanting me to go over 40 for the longest time. My personal preference with heroes in general is being as close to 40 or never going over 40. Essentially, that's just my preference. The deck still works and does great when you do go over 40. But yeah, so this list right here, it's 45, and you'll be able to see why. So, starting off with the heroes, you got Stratos, Liquid, Mist, Winkribo, and so this list, it being the engage package and everything, it plays definitely a lot differently. So we're going to have two spirit. I always want to make sure that there's one in the deck. I want to decrease. Like it's weird because with these two Neos and these two spirits, you just really like you want to add them in so you don't brick off of other cards, but also drawing too many of these are bricky, that way too. So you kind of got to pick and choose. So for the Neospatians, my three Neospatians right here. I missed my ultis of all these, but if you look at my past profiles, you'll see the ulti first there. Then also three Crosskeeper. This card is insane in this deck, as well as the standard version too. But it definitely has a place here in this deck. This ratio can fluctuate from 1 to 3 if you want. I've even played builds with none of them. However, I like it a lot right now just because there's multiple ways that you'll see of getting to it. Lastly, the Dark Arm Dragon. I've been playing this since the game first came out, and just seeing all the different iterations and uses of this card from Dad Return, what's it called, Teledad and everything, and even Chaos Dragons. If y'all remember the structure deck Chaos Dragons, and this was used in there for a little bit in the beginning, it was insane. Yeah, so yeah, so that's the spells. I mean, those were the monsters. I'm playing a hero list. Oh, and by the way, you don't need this card. You don't. I just saw an opportunity to play a classic card, and I did. um, 3 engages, 3 shuffles. This comes up. Can be cut down to 1 because it's searchable, and you guys will see how searchable it truly is. 1 from Spirit, and let me show you the rest real quick. Three Neos Fusion. So these cards right here, these probably can be cut to one each, or one and two. I kind of like this more because this variation has a strong um, going second. Like I really feel like this version of the deck is better going second. It can go first, and it's definitely good at going first. But these are maxed out right here. So one, if you do go first, you can still pull off Cosmo Neos, and two, this is maxed out at three. Like this is kind of consistency. So if you like brick, with one of these or whatever, you can turn them into spirit, which turns into everything else. But this, it's a like really good going second card. So, well, and also setup, right? You just do a last. So they're all searchable because I'm playing Thrust. Thrust in this deck is insane. I really, really, really like it. I'm a big fan of it. It searches all of this, which is really, really good. So, like I said, you can go either or, but my preference is to go second with this deck. Um, it's kind of weird because, like, I say that, but if I win a die roll, I want to go first and I want to Cosmo Neos him. But that being said, three of the Philosopher's Stone. I think with the Wing Karibo coming out, how it came out, it made this whole package right here just insane. Along with that, you have the three Super Poly. So now, as I was saying before, you could cut down on this, and this. Why? Because these six exist, and these six can search literally everything in your deck. All this is all searchable because you have these six. So these get into like your shuffles. It gets into your engage. These get into your this gets into your hero lives. This gets into your super poly. This gets into your Neos fusion. This gets into your miracle and poly. So there's like these six get it into both of these. So you have multiple different ways to play on top of the engage. Also, going back, we have three droplet. Like I said, I like to go second with this list. Between the thrust and this and the engage and everything and the Neos fusion, yeah, so many ways to break boards. This is also why I have the Dark Arm Dragon in this deck, just so I can send it for Arm Neos. So continuing on, you got consistency cards. You have Foolish, Rhoda, E-Call, and Favor Contact. Yes, I'm talking a lot about going second, but this is still really good, especially when you send it with dropless and then re-add it back up, re-add it. The cool thing about this too is that when you pop all their stuff going second, like the whole point, like you're not playing Tenpai, right? The whole point is to kill them. However, if you cannot kill them, you want to put up a board to where you can set up Cosmo Neo still and lock them out of the game. So even if you like, all you truly need to do is kill the board. And then if you flip this on their turn after you kill the board, it doesn't matter what follow up they have because you're going to Cosmo Neo them. So, like, look past, if you're able to just look past, like, oh man, I'm supposed to kill him. I'm supposed to kill him. Yes, that's still the goal. Yes, that's still what we're trying to do. But if you cannot, the point is to lock them out. Your point is to make sure that they can't come back. You shut the door on them. You don't even give them a choice. So consistency cards, Foolish Burial to help get the Kribo, as well as Miss or Crosskeeper or Missing Name. Rhoda for Crosskeeper, as well as the starter, as well as Rhoda covers Aqua Dolphin. E-Call, getting a starter, just getting to the Karibo so that we could pitch it off a liquid. There's just a whole bunch of different uses to to all of these, and so, like I said, this is just one version of the deck. I have about I have three other versions that I really mess around with, and it's really really fun. I love like doing all these little different things. So you'll see the differences in each list that I post. I'm thinking about posting one of these lists a week. just so that way I don't cram all the lists into like a single week. Because I could, like, I mean, I have all the cards pretty much. Yeah, I don't want to just post them day after day. Then yeah, just blowing ideas. But yeah, so this Foolish, Rhoda, Ecall, Favorite Contact, going second cards as well as thrust and all that stuff. Yeah, it's all really good. Like when you have every card accessible to you, it's just so nice. Now, another few honorable mentions: Blaze Man with the second poly. That's definitely a possibility. Um, so that's on the table. Then there's also the Fusion Destiny package, which can be really good in this deck. Like sometimes, like what I always felt with this deck, it can do a lot, but it has all these bodies that don't do enough. Like it has all these bodies that don't equate to enough because you have one or two main streamline plays that get you to the point of your deck, and you truly need another engine. So you're like, if you look at past lists of mine, you'll see that I incorporated a branding engine, I incorporated the Chimera engine, and all these different things help you, bait out hand traps. It helps you force your opponent's hand before you get to the real, meat and potatoes of your deck. So yeah, that's the main deck. I'm not going to show a side deck just because, yeah, I'm not going to show a side deck because it's whatever your locals is feeling. Whatever you're feeling about your locals, it's your player preference. But yeah, I will show you the extra deck. Now the extra deck is super flexible. The extra deck, can be a lot of different things. Um, there's just that much space for it. So Cosmoneos, uh, Nebula Neos, for the name, for also the names and stuff. Two Neos Wingman, like I said, one of these can come out if you are in a simplified game state and you use the first one on the offensive to pop their stuff. You can flip Favorite Contact if you don't have the names for these or whatever, and then keep them out of the game. Use one for a disruption. So there's those. Then the Arm Neos, like I said, for the Dark Arm and stuff like that. It's a real. It goes second very well, and so I like that. Then Wake Up, Then Neo. I mean Sunrise, Infernal Rage, Brave Neos because you could send name and Neos. Aqua Dolphin, just in case if you already hard drew the miracle and you don't want to go into this, you can go into this, hit a card out of your opponent's hand. Ab Zero because you have waters, super poly targets, and then if you're in a weird game state, you have Magnum the Reliever and Guardian Chimera. This can help you remove stuff off of the board and also draw into things, draw into your engine before you make your real push. This is also part of the reason why I want to play two polymerization. Um, I think utilizing cards like this before you get into your real stuff is very important. So essentially what I'm showing you guys is one of the lower lists on my, I guess on my list. um, but I still have a lot of fun with this. So let me show you guys a little something. So let's see. So like say you open up with some non-engine. Let's see. I'm trying to give you guys like a good idea of something. Okay. So and this is actually okay, not as broken as this, but this is all very possible, right? You got three of each one. Like I said, the whole deck is searchable. Because of Philosopher's Stone, Thrust. The fact that Thrust can also search Philosopher's Stone, which ends up getting into the rest of your engine and stuff like that. And I guess since you're going second, you have, I don't know, just throw a card in there. It's the first one I seen. So here it is. Stratos, activate effect. Get your mist. Then engage, mist. So in this like this, I always like sending Grandma first. The reason why is because, well, for other lists, it'll make more sense to keep this in deck, because I do mix it with the Chimera stuff. So this is a beast that you can send with the Chimera stuff. And then I also like leaving this in the deck because if you draw into an Ian Shuffle or something like that, or even a Neos Fusion, you can still rip a card out of their hand. So I like to keep that stuff in deck. This has the least amount of value, I guess. So resolve, special. Let's get a search. Let's get a search. And then, let's see. Let's get fusion. And in the whole time, you could have been breaking boards, right? You could have sent this off with droplets. You could have sent this off with droplets if you activated it or whatever, depending on when you want to use it. So this is your hand right here. Let's go tag out. So like this isn't technically like a combo. It's just kind of like the point, like I said, is to kill. So fuse these. Chain link 1, chain link 2. So if you even wanted more disruption right here, you could search out the Wing Karibo, or if you have Philosopher's Stone. If you have Philosopher's Stone, you could search this. So chain link 1, chain link 2, search in this first, and then discard the Karibo, so that way you could have a Philosopher's Stone play after. So if you are playing a card like Fusion Destiny, you could just search that right after this, which is pretty cool. So as I was saying, we are going to add the favorite contact because even if you can't kill them, you want to keep them out of the game. So let's just draw 2 random cards. I didn't shuffle, so and then discard. Then activate effect. Activate. Miracle. Then you can activate the miracle from here. Sorry, my kids are running around. I don't know if you guys hear. It's my babies. They're being super silly. So effect, now you want to start putting on the pressure, right? Like you could have been used these if you wanted to because you're going second. So you have multiple different ways to keep on playing. So you're starting to put on pressure. You're starting to kill their board. Effect, start to pop. And then from here, you can even go like Neos Fusion. I could show like Cosmo Neo stuff, but you guys probably already seen a bunch of Cosmo Neo stuff. If you guys want, I can show you. Maybe I'll just show you right now. So that's a really cool thing about all this. Like he's getting a big old boost. You're already you're trying to break their board, and this should be game through this stuff. You know what I mean? Like I know it's kind of hard to visualize, but I mean it is. It's also sorry, I'm a little distracted. So that's that. Let's see. Let me see if I can give you more Cosmo Neo stuff. Let's go the same route, but instead we're not going to go LTK. Same cards. Okay. So here it is. Same old, same old. Oh, where'd you go? Stratos. Activate Stratos. Get the mist. Then we're going to activate Engage. Send the Grammel. Activate Resolve. Or Resolve and then activate. Add the targets. So from here, you have a choice. You can either, shuffle, like this back. You can search for shuffle and then, add. What you can do is you can add a special dolphin, and then you could pitch something from there. You can add the wing Kribo, and then you could pitch the Kribo with the dolphin. So one, you get an additional name and all that good stuff. So shuffle back. Poly. I'm all messy. Activate. Activate. Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2. Let's go this. Draw 2. Discard 1. Discard. Add. Tribute. Activate. Miracle. So look at the hand advantage. This deck really does plus a lot. This is exactly what I was kind of talking about. Like it can get so much advantage, and get so many different bodies on the board, but it doesn't have a good use for them all. That's why I want to show you guys these other variants. But yes, so as I was saying, Miracle. So from here, you can go Wake Up. You can go a bunch of different things. But same thing. And where we're going to go a little different is we're going to Neos Fusion. So you're trying to kill their board. Dolphin, Neos. Aqua Neos. Activate effect. Well, actually, before you do that, you can it doesn't matter. You can roto for Crosskeeper, search a Crosskeeper, and then pitch it with Aqua Neos. So like say if you wanted to just do that, but we're just going to pitch rotos, whatever. So try to push. Like I said, you have a bunch of non-engine. Then on your opponent's turn, you just flip this. You go draw face, put all these back. And then lock them out. So then they still got to play through all this. All right, y'all. I got to go tend to my kids. But I'll catch you guys later. And like I said, I'll have 3 other variations of the deck, coming up. Different engines that I'm going to be playing with it. But all right, y'all. Catch you later.